Prince William and Kate celebrated 10 years of marriage this year, marking an important milestone for the couple. The Cambridges' lives have changed a lot since that day, having 3 children and becoming increasingly integral parts of the royal family. This has been seen this week as the Queen's health remains a point of concern. She did not attend the traditional Sunday service at the All Saints' Chapel, having also cancelled a visit to Northern Ireland to celebrate the centenary of the nation. A royal source told the Telegraph this week William and Kate are both keen to provide any support they can to Her Majesty. The Cambridges have a close bond with the Queen, as seen during their brief split in 2007. 4 years before they would marry, the couple broke up after, with William reportedly calling off the relationship during a phone call. Royal expert and author Katie Nicholl said that the Christmas beforehand, William had become so anxious he confided in Prince Charles and the Queen. She said, William had been having second thoughts and sat down with his father and his grandmother to have a frank discussion about his future with Kate. Both advised him not to hurry into anything. Sources also said the Queen was disappointed by the breakup. It is thought he got cold feet as speculation grew about an engagement, but both William and Kate have said the split in 2007 made them stronger. In 2010, William and Kate discussed their brief split. The Duke said, "Well, I think to be honest, I wouldn't believe everything you read in the paper, but in that particular instance we did split up for a bit. But that was just, we were both very young, it was at university, we were sort of both finding ourselves as such and being different characters and stuff. It was very much trying to find our own way and we were growing up, and so it was just sort of a bit of space and a bit of things like that and it worked out for the better." Kate added, "And I think I at the time wasn't very happy about it, but actually it made me a stronger person. You find out things about yourself that maybe you hadn't realized, or I think you can get quite consumed by a relationship when you are younger, and I really valued that time for me as well, although I didn't think it at the time." Looking back on it, the couple were able to recover from the setback, marrying in April 2011. He said, "What I really wanted to wear was the Irish Guards frock coat. We had a couple of discussions on this matter, but, as I learnt growing up, you don't mess with your grandmother. What she says goes." The Queen also urged William to sort out the guest list. The dad of 3 admitted that the first draft included 777 names of people he didn't know. William added, "It was a bit daunting and it was like, that seems to be the guest list sorted, no room for friends or family. I wasn't too happy about it, so I rang the Queen for a bit of moral support and a bit of backup. She said, don't be so ridiculous, get rid of the list, and start from your friends." Duke and Duchess of Sussex moved into their California home in 2020 after quitting royal duties months earlier. Harry and Meghan, who previously lived at Frogmore Cottage in Windsor, have a number of high-profile neighbors in the celebrity enclave, including chat show host Oprah Winfrey and actress Gwyneth Paltrow. However, the latest resident to up sticks is Peter Sperling, the son of University of Phoenix founder John Sperling and one of the 400 wealthiest Americans. Mr. Sperling sold his 7-bedroom, 13-bathroom Montecito property in April, according to deed documents seen by the Daily Mail. He had been trying to sell the house since 2017 and it went for $19.1 million, 13.8 meters, after being originally listed for an eye-watering $26.75 million, 19.3 meters. The property was reportedly bought by a trust whose trustee is financial analyst and LA lawyer Robert Gibson, managing partner of Gibson Hoffman and Pansion. Mr. Gibson could be Harry and Meghan's neighbor, or he may be a trustee for a client. Mr. Sperling also reportedly sold another mansion in the area for $16.3 million, 11.8 meters, in February. His sales come after actor Rob Lowe offloaded his home in Montecito in September 2020. Harry and Meghan moved into their Santa Barbara mansion in July 2020. Speaking at the time, a spokesman for the pair said, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex moved into their family home in July of this year. They have settled into the quiet privacy of their community since their arrival and hope that this will be respected for their neighbors, as well as for them as a family. The property has 9 bedrooms, a games room, home theater, spa facilities, an elevator, gym, swimming pool and tennis court. Alongside the 14,500 square foot main home there is a 2-bedroom guest house on the 7-acre site. Harry and Meghan have given fans glimpses of their property with pictures and videos they have released. The Sussexes ended royal duties for new lives of personal and financial freedom across the pond. It was later announced they would quit as working members of the royal family. The couple have signed lucrative deals with Netflix and Spotify as they launch new careers in the U.S. U.S. District Judge Louisa Kaplan ruled the settlement agreement should not be opened after Andrew's attorney asked for the document to remain sealed. Andrew B. Brettler, representing the Duke of York, had argued at a previous hearing that Virginia Giuffre, who is suing the Queen's son for alleged sexual assault, had entered into a settlement agreement which would end her current lawsuit. In court documents filed this week, Mr. Brettler said he wanted to include a copy of the agreement when he files arguments explaining why he thinks the judge should end the case. He added the agreement releases Prince Andrew and others from any purported liability arising from the claims Ms. Giuffre asserted against Prince Andrew here. The settlement agreement was struck between Ms. Giuffre and Andrew's former friend and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Ms. Giuffre is suing the Queen's son for allegedly sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. She is seeking unspecified damages, but there is speculation the sum could be in the millions of dollars. She claims she was trafficked by Epstein to have sex with Andrew when she was aged 17, and a minor under U.S. law. Andrew has denied all the allegations. Epstein was found dead in his cell in 2019 while awaiting a sex trafficking trial at a New York federal jail. His death was ruled a suicide. In his Wednesday order, Judge Kaplan noted Epstein's estate did not contend that the settlement agreement must remain sealed. The judge seemed to urge the parties to ask his counterpart in the other case, Loretta Priska, to unseal the document. He said Judge Priska might well view with favor an application to permit the public disclosure of the settlement agreement. He added, "But that is for her to say, ruling the agreement can be filed under seal and remain so unless Judge Priska and Judge Kaplan decide otherwise." Depositions in the civil case against the Duke must be completed by mid-July of next year, Judge Kaplan ruled earlier this week. While not specified in the court papers, both Andrew and his accuser are expected to answer questions under oath. However, it remains to be seen whether the Duke, who is 9th in line to the throne, will engage with the U.S. court system. Queen, 95, has been ordered by doctors to spend a few days resting. This move, which resulted in Her Majesty pulling out from 2 important in-person visits, came after the monarch completed more than a dozen face-to-face and virtual engagements in less than 3 weeks. One royal commentator said such a commitment to duty at the age of 95 puts to absolute shame other working members of the royal family. The Daily Mirror's royal editor Russell Myers wrote, "The Queen TM's hectic schedule of late has in all honesty put the rest of her family, especially those less than half her age, to absolute shame. Relentless dose and TMT even cover it." Despite her advancing years, the Queen has constantly been among the hardest working royals over the decades. In 2020, she embraced technology and continued to work despite the COVID crisis and following lockdowns. At the end of the year, she was the 3rd hardest working royal, preceded only by her 71-year-old daughter Princess Anne and 72-year-old heir Prince Charles. Over 130 days in 2020, the Queen undertook 136 engagements including video calls to charities and organizations. Younger royals followed through, with 57-year-old Prince Edward completing 126 engagements and 39-year-old Prince William carrying out 104. Sophie, Countess of Wessex, and Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, carried out 86 and 79 engagements respectively. While the younger royals completed fewer engagements last year, they also had to juggle between work and homeschooling their children. In January, Kate said lockdown had left her exhausted due to the fact she had to cover more roles within the house than ever before. She said, "I've become a hairdresser this lockdown, much to my children's horror, seeing mum cutting hair. We've had to become a teacher, and I think, personally, I feel pulled in so many different directions, and you try your best with everything, but at the end of the day I do feel exhausted." Since the beginning of 2021, the Queen has had a packed diary, interrupted only by the death of her beloved husband Prince Philip in April. But after a period of royal mourning, the Queen signaled she was ready to resume face-to-face engagements. Among the most important duties she completed there has been attending a reception during the G7 in Cornwall, hosting German leader Angela Markle at Windsor Castle, and touring Scotland. Between late July and the end of September, the Queen carried out her day-to-day duties as the sovereign at Balmoral Castle, including dealing with the government's red boxes. She resumed her full-time work on October 1st, and has since travelled between Scotland, Wales and England for key visits, including the opening of the Welsh Parliament, and the launch of the Queen's Baton Relay. On October 20th, the Queen should have left Windsor for Hillsborough Castle in Northern Ireland as part of a 2-day trip to the nation to mark its centenary. On the following day, it emerged the sovereign had spent a night in hospital for preliminary test and has since completed light duties, including audiences with incoming foreign ambassadors. Next week, the Queen was to join world leaders, activists and 4 other senior royals in Glasgow for 26 Colombian pesos, but the palace announced yesterday the Queen had regretfully agreed not to attend the planned evening reception. The statement added, "Her Majesty is disappointed not to attend the reception but will deliver an address to the assembled delegates via a recorded video message."